Lucas. Morning on the mic, fresh page, fresh aim. Small step, big ship, same heart, new game. From the low road talk to the crown on top. You don't wait for grace, you make it pop. Hands up, mind clear. Feel that spark near. Every setback turns when the vision's here. Kennedy Lucas live mindset. We rise, we rise. Kennedy Lucas live mindset. Open up the sky. Keep it moving and keep it bright. Turn the heavy into light. Lucas live mindset. We rise, we rise. Pocket full of plans and a fearless grin. If the door stays shut, we gon' knock again. Little voice says quit, big voice says go. Turn the doubt to dust, let the whole world know. Hands up, mind clear, feel that spark near. Every setback turns when the vision's here. Kennedy Lucas live mindset. We rise, Kennedy Lucas live mindset.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the Kennedy Lucas Lift Mindset podcast, powered and presented by iHeartMedia. Yes, the show has a theme. The show has a streaming host company. iHeartRadio has been our partners for years and years and years. I'm glad to be back. It's been a minute since we did this show. And the reason why it's been a minute since I've done this podcast is because your boy been sick, right? If you guys know, on Coffee Talk last week, I did my first episode back, and what ended up happening, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna rehash what happened. I have thyroiditis. If you guys know what thyroiditis is, it is something that it affects your thyroid in your neck. It can become inflamed, and it drowns your mood. It drowns your speeching, it drowns your energy, and it hurts, right? So I'm officially healed from thyroiditis. Thyroiditis is something that I have. It's something I can't get rid of. Unfortunately, it's something that I have. I ended up going to urgent care because I thought I was just dying. And then they said, hey, I need to go see a special type of doctor that specializes in thyroid. Shout out to Dr. Shorb. He's amazing. And, you know, I had some blood work done, and I had an ultrasound done, and he has came to the conclusion that I have a acute thyroiditis. It's just something that I have. I've had a thyroid issue for about 3 years now, so I knew about my thyroid issue. But it turns out it was something very, very, very acute when it comes down to it, and it's just something I got. So that's where I've been, ladies and gentlemen. I've been away. I've been down for about 2 weeks because what happens with your thyroid too is it affects your speech, like I say, but it affects your energy, right? And basically what it is it affects your energy, and it makes you feel fatigued. And when you feel fatigued, you can't work out to the full of your ability. So I don't know if it's something I ate. I don't know if it's something that I have drank. I don't know if it's just that time of year where it needs to erupt. I don't know. Unfortunately, there is no cure for thyroiditis, all except for going to go get surgery. I don't want to get surgery because I'm scared of surgery. So I'm living to it. I was able to subscribe to some medication, which I won't tell you guys the type of medication because that's kind of personal. But it's a type of strong medication that helps ease the thyroid issue and ease a lot of pain in your neck. So that's where I've been. I've been in the bed for 2 weeks. And I know because a lot of people love this type of podcast because I get to show you guys what I do, and I'm working out and showing you guys different segments. Now, I did do a 20-minute incline on the treadmill. Maybe one day I will film that part. It's just I can't really talk while on incline because I'm heavy breathing, and I don't like to be like huffing and puffing on the mic for you guys. So in this episode, I've got a lot of great things that I'm going to talk to you guys about because it's been a minute. in a second, I am going to talk about Rick Ross's new album, Set in Stone. I've got some thoughts about that album. Great time for music, but we'll get to that in a minute. I got to say, thank you, Crunch and Duluth, for allowing me to film in here. I remember way back when I was forming this show, and I asked some of the Crunch members or staff members if I could film in here, and they didn't have a problem with it. And I wanna shout them out a little bit more. So you guys come with me. We're doing this live and in action. So I'm gonna show y'all the poster here. If y'all can see it, I'm gonna show it to you. Let me see if I can show y'all. So here's the poster, Fitmas in July. Fitmas in July, it's July season, ladies and gentlemen. So Christmas in July, the 29th of this month from 5 to 8, they're having a party, Fitness in July. Of course, if you have a business, they want to partner with you, stop by their front desk to learn about opportunities and get more info for them as well. So it's always good because I see a lot of businesses come to each other, you know, Crunch Snellville and Crunch in Duluth, but they have this thing going on. We're halfway through the year. Christmas is in December, obviously, so they're doing the Fitness in July. Guys, tune in for the party. When it comes down to it, go to that party. And if you are a small business, let me tell you, it's something impactful if you're able to partner with a big company like Crunch, because they have small businesses. You know, we all know the economy's a little rough, right? But it's a good chance to get to know people that go to the gym, and you try to just get to know people and network. It's all about networking in this industry. So again, if you are a small business, please contact Crunch. The front desk, if you're in Duluth, is the front desk. If you're in Snellville, Tucker, Buford, Gainesville, any other states that have Crunch located, that's what they have, that promotion going on. So, what's been going on, ladies and gentlemen, when it comes down to it? I always got to shout out Crunch, man. And shout out to Sean Gale. Shout out to Sean Gale. I think he works at the Tucker location, I think. He's the guy that's doing the Tip Tuesdays, and he screams, "Crunchers!" It's your boy Sean. You know, I think it's the funniest thing. I like it when they're doing media like that, because they're kind of giving you a tip and working out. Sean's better than me in doing this tip. When you guys watch the show, I talk about some stuff and I work out and I show you some things I do. Again, listen to Sean Gale. He's a trainer. He knows a little bit more than I do when it comes down to working out. So shout out to Crunch. And of course, Crunch got a new CEO. You know, a new CEO. Look, I'm not pulling the race card. I'm not. But it feels good to see a black man take control of a company. We have a new Crunch CEO, and he is African American. He got his MBA. I love it. I love to see it. I love to see it. Not to say nothing wrong with the other counterparts. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not pulling a religion, political race card. That's not what I'm saying. It's just something about it, because he is going to inhabit gym culture. I would love to work with him one day on a promo or something. So, CEO of Crunch, you watch the show, you want to partner up with K.L.P. Entertainment Filmworks, let us know. And speaking of, as my track goes down, speaking of, they lost me. Speaking of K.L.P. Entertainment Filmworks, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to the Bronze Lens Film Festival. Yeah! So if you guys don't know, the Bronze Lens Film Festival is a huge festival that is here in Atlanta. And I'm very, very blessed because we have been officially selected for Dear Isaiah, my documentary that's available on Apple TV and YouTube TV. It is available right now for streaming. And we are going to that festival for Dear Isaiah in Atlanta in August. And I want to say to a lot of people, thank y'all so much for watching the movie. I thank you guys so very much for that, because you guys are amazing. You guys are real big fans of ours. That movie has been long in the making, and to see that we're going to a film festival in Atlanta, the Bronze Land Film Festival is so huge in Atlanta. So it's humbling. I'm very, very excited. I'm happy. That's coming in August. Dear Isaiah is still streaming now. We've got a new distribution platform, a new streaming service that the movie's going to be on in September. Stay tuned to know what it is or who it is. I'm blessed and highly favored. And if you guys see it on my social media tonight, I think this episode is going to go out Saturday night. I'm going to show you guys more about my new movie, my next movie, Guardians, is coming. It's getting ready to come up. That's the next movie for this later in the year, so I'm very, very excited. Okay, let me talk about it. I'm here on this segment number 1. I'm here to talk to you guys about Ricky Rose, Rick Ross, new album, Set in Stone. So Rick Ross has his new album. It is out right now. It's called Set in Stone. And I'm gonna give you guys my honest review, my honest take on that album. Here's what I think about the album. It's not bad, but it's not the greatest. It's not bad, but it's not the greatest. I feel, because I'm an avid Rick Ross fan, and I always say this, you know, if you have an album that I'm skipping through a lot of songs, then your album is not that great to me, right? Let's take, for an example, one of my favorite albums is Joe Budden, The Rage and the Machine, right? Rage and Machine by Joe Budden. Joe Budden's a famous podcaster, rapper, but he's retired. Rage and the Machine, I don't skip any song from that album. I even bought that album on vinyl because that was just one of my favorite albums that I'm not skipping around the album. And if you have an album like that, you are a winner. Rick Ross, on the other hand, Set in Stone, I find myself skipping a lot of his songs, or a lot of his songs on this album. So I'm cruising last night. I went over to my mama's house. Shout out to you, mama. I'm sure you're watching the show. I'm cruising through, and I said, okay, let me flip on that new album as I'm cruising to my mama's house. And I was so excited because, you know, it was Rick Ross. But to me, there's a lot of songs like, okay, so the song with Jeezy, I like. The song with T.I., I like. I feel like Rick Ross's Set in Stone, he relied a lot on the features, like the other artists that are in his songs, to help him feel the music. I feel like Rick Ross, he does one verse in every song of Set in Stone, and that's it. And I'm like, Rick Ross, you can do 3 verses. You can do more verses than just one. But that's what I got from Set in Stone. Like, he'll rap a verse. On some of the songs, he'll rap a verse. And after he's done rapping that verse, he's doing instrumentals. And that's it. And I'm like, okay, so where is the second verse? Where's the third verse? I'm sure you got more in the tank, Rick Ross. And I feel he do one verse and let the instrumentals play, and that's the song. And I'm like, okay, this sounds like junk to me, right? Versus on some of his songs, he's doing one small verse, and T.I., let's say Mahogany Casket, that's Rick Ross and T.I. Rick Ross will start with one verse, but then T.I. giving us 16, 20 bars into the song you would think it was a T.I. song featuring Rick Ross. So it's unfortunate because I remember when this album was promoting and this album was getting ready to come out, I was so excited for it because I thought we were going to get the old school premium Rick Ross beats on 100. Beats are fire, but we didn't get that this year. We didn't get it for this album. So I don't know. I don't know. I wish we would have had more. That's all. I don't think this was like I say, it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't as great as I wanted it to be. I feel like he kind of just rushed this thing out because he needed an album out, and it's just like you're giving us a whole bunch of crap in your songs, and we're kind of left out. I feel. Comment below. It might just be me. I might just be tripping, but this is how I feel on that album. So, you know, and this exercise that I'm doing, this is a kind of a lunge, a leg lunge thing, guys. I always say, work out your legs. Don't always work out your upper body. And this stings, it burns. It hurts. So, like I say, I don't know. I wish we would have had more. I really wish we would have had more. But that was the album, set in stone. I only like from the whole album, I only liked about 4 songs, and that's it. So, I would prefer Teflon Don more than this album. Either Teflon Don more than this album, or Port of Miami 1 and 2. Or even Masterminds, I think is better than this one, in my opinion. And those are old albums. So, I don't know. I wish artists would get back to the bag. I wish artists would get back to rapping again and really performing their songs and performing the music, I feel. And, you know, when we don't have that, we don't have that. So, I don't know. Comment below what you think. You know. But a lot of people working out today. It's Saturday. You know, I rode my motorcycle finally after 3 weeks. 2 weeks of me being sick. And then like this week we had so much rain. I say to a lot of people, stay safe because it is raining. We're here in Atlanta. The roads are flooding. So it's a beautiful day. 70 degrees. So I said I'm taking the bike today to the set for you guys as well. So. But comment below, set in stone, listen to it, don't listen to it. It's all right, you know. It's not the greatest, but it's not the best. It's not the worst. So stay tuned, guys. I'm gonna continue my warm-ups. I'm gonna show y'all another workout in a minute. So stay tuned. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Boy howdy. This is one of the exercises I like doing. This is called a push the wagon. I'm gonna come on screen right now. And the thing is, you got to go all the way, and you might want to like speed up when you do it, because you get the most push when you kind of go as fast as you can. Not too fast. Oh, my man punching the shit out of that thing right now. I wouldn't want to make him mad. Gimme, gimme, gimme. They playing that Chris Brown, ladies and gentlemen. Chris Brown, Usher, they coming to Atlanta in November. I can't wait. All right. So a lot of people ask me, this is the question that I received in my other office that I received today, or a couple days ago. A lot of people ask me, you know, how do I keep my smile? How am I so jolly each and every day? Because when I'm out and about, I'm always trying to smile and to give people what they need and to be happy and to be prosperous and to be highly favored and to be friendly. It's simple. It doesn't matter if I'm having a rough day. I'm always able to crack a good smile. Especially at my place of business, whether it's K.L.P Entertainment or my other business ventures I've got going on, I always like to make sure that I am inhabiting a good smile. When I'm able to see people out and about, I'm always want to say, hey, how you doing? How's your day going? How's your summer going? Give them a smile, maybe crack a corny joke or two. And that's just me. I think what we see in today's society, we see a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety, a lot of depression, a lot of anger, a lot of animosity. We see a lot of bad banter between each other, and you know, I like to kind of relieve that. You know, I get that, you know, people are stressed out and bills are expensive, rent is high, and that's all I see on TikTok nowadays, guys. On TikTok, everybody is talking about how they have to pay a bill and they can't. And to those people who do that on TikTok, you know, I feel sorry. You know, I wish this world was better. I wish it was less expensive. I wish that, you know, there's a lot of great moments that you can just enjoy life. A lot of people, they go into it thinking that it's stressful. I see a lot of people here at the gym, maybe not today as much, but you know, when I'm in the gym, everybody's upset. You know, a lot of people are pissed off looking and mad at the world, and you know, they look like this when they work out. They look like this. Girls be like this. Guys be like this. Just mad. For me, I'm like, I'm smiling, I'm pumping, I'm lifting, you know, because it is a happy moment to be alive. It's a lot of moments where it's one of those things that it gets you going. So I hope that everyone have a better day. I will say, don't put yourself in an odd situation that's going to cause you depression. Try to think about the happy moments. And if you want to tell you, hey, I'll say it on the show. I'm a believer in faith. I'm a believer in God. So I think a lot of people, and church doesn't work for everybody. I'm not saying everybody should go to church. That's not what I'm saying, because it doesn't work for everybody. There is a saying that, you know, some people are not equipped to go where God's trying to take them, right? And it's true. It's so true. And, you know, for me, I think I'm equipped to where God trying to take me. And sometimes I have my moments. Sometimes I revert to my old ways. Sometimes I think about that old crush that I had that didn't like me back. And God said, hey, that's not the one for you. That's not the one I'm picking up for you, right? Or it's the same thing with jobs too. My jobs are pretty awesome. You know, I'm in the space and the jobs that I love, and I'm in the space that, you know, I'm happy about where I am, and, you know, I'm able to hustle and make money and to really do good at my job. But, you know, there's a lot of moments where you're in a job that God didn't pick out for you, right? So I say that to say, find moments and places where God trying to take you. And, hey, if you believe in God or not, that's your prerogative. But I am a firm believer in God, and I believe that God listens, and I believe that God can take you to those moments. God can take you to working out. God can take you to where you need to be if you just believe and pray. And I say to a lot of people, don't pray because you're in a moment that you need to pray and ask God for something. That's not how that works, ladies and gentlemen. When you pray, it's all in God's timing. Like if you're a little short on rent this month, for an example, you can't pray to God and say, hey, God, please help me pay my rent. That's not how prayer works. You pray on it and you manifest it, and then one day, when God is really ready for you and you've earned it, it happens, right? So you got to put in the work. You got to put in your faith. And when you don't have that faith, then, you know, and I would say, find something that makes you happy, whether it's you going to the gym, whether you're going to eat. Now, I like to eat because food makes me happy too, but like don't depress eat, right? A lot of people depress eat and then they end up gaining weight. But find something creative that you like to do. And if that fulfills your happiness, then by all means. For me, what fulfills my happiness is going out to eat when I can, video games, movies, riding my motorcycle, that brings me joy, right? If I'm on a joy ride, podcasting for y'all. Even though iHeartMedia is helping us out with this show, I have fun doing this, right? When the cameras come on, I enjoy it, So finding ways to build your happiness, right? I see a lot of social media people. I see a lot of people. There's this gentleman. There's this guy. I think I sort of follow him on social media, and I might tag him. I might do a post for this on social media. Probably tag him. Hopefully he doesn't feel weirded out. But I've been watching his gym content, and that dude, I think his name is Huntington. I think his first name is Huntington, and he is the dopest social media creator I've seen. Basically what he does is he's at the gym and he's doing fitness stuff, but it's so cool because how the way he edits, he does that, let's say if he's lifting like this, he has the same person next to him, right? He's like cloning himself in this video, and he has a whole bunch of glitch effects and whatnot, so it is so cool. I really, really love that. So shout out to you on this podcast, man. Keep doing your thing. Because it's really cool. That's really cool. I think I've seen his latest video. He was saying, his caption's like, oh, he's trying to be a gym influencer. And how the way he edited the video and like he has friends around him, but it's him. You just gotta watch the video and see, y'all. It's the coolest thing I've seen. So shout out to you, man. Shout out to you. I love it. It's really, really cool how he does it. I'm probably gonna get there one day. I think I'm gonna stick to podcasting because I think this is my lane where I can just talk and then it turns into an audio podcast and people listen to it. I do encourage people, if you want to start a gym podcast, do it. Why not? You gotta be comfortable. You gotta be comfortable about working out and talking to a mic and people staring at you. You gotta be comfortable doing that. I feel. So, really, really cool. Oh. Whew. Yep. Man, that push is hard, y'all. It's hard, but it helps. Oh, I'm seeing stars. All right, stay tuned, y'all, because I got more to talk about. Stay tuned. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Kennedy Lucas Lift Mindset Podcast presented by iHeartMedia. I told you guys I was going to do something a little new on this episode. So this is a machine that I haven't used before. This works out your underarm and your chest because, fellas, let me tell you something. You don't want man titties. You know what man titties are. You know what I'm talking about. You don't want this to sag. Now, a lot of gentlemen that I see today, they have their pecs big, but it's like muscle, right? So that's kind of the definition of what I'm trying to get to. I would say I've described myself as what's called, now I'm getting more swollen, but what's called a peacock, right? Is a term. The term peacock is someone who was husky at one point, me, but now I'm turning the huskiness into muscle, but I still have more of a, not a big figure, but like a wide figure and a broad chest. So that is what is called a peacock. So this is the machine I like to do. This is new to me. This is called the isolateral incline press. And what this does, essentially, it works out your underarm and your chest. Because again, you don't want to have man titties. I had that, I went back in 2013 where I had kind of a boobs and fat arms. So now I'm working out my underarms and my chest. I say to a lot of people, again, I'm just I guess maybe an influencer, I don't know. I've seen people that are bigger than me that could do more weights, right? I say to fellas, stick to your weight. Don't try to overextend yourself if you're not ready for a big weight, right? A lot of people joke with me A lot of people joke with me and say, Kennedy, when are you increasing the weight? Yes, gradually I increase my weight when I'm ready. When I'm not ready, I don't want to hurt myself. So I stick to the weights that I know I can do. And you want to start small because you can do more reps. Now, if you got a big ass weight, you can't do much of reps and you kind of defeating your purpose. For me, I stick to what I know so I can comfortably do more reps. So I say to everybody on this machine, and I'm learning to do, when you're doing a machine, don't lean forward, lean back. Lean back when you're doing your workouts. Brace into that because you're gonna hurt yourself. Break your neck trying to push it. Lean back, and bam. And this works, it works. I'm doing mine slowly and surely. I like to do mine together, but I also like to do one arm or one leg at a time too, because that also helps. And that's pretty much this exercise. So that's how I do it. I do a couple of reps like this because again, I'm working out my underarm here. You guys see that? I don't have like, it just like lingering, like back in 2014, this would just linger, like it would hang, it was fat. But now you don't really see it because it's muscle now. That's what you want. That's what you want. Again, I do this as tips for people that's getting into working out. I'm sure like I say, there are professional trainers who got their NRSSA license and can tell you more. So take my advice as you will, but don't take it to heart. There's more people that work out. There's fitness trainers that went to study their test and can tell you a little bit more effectively how to work out this machine. But I go at the pace that I need for it to go, and it works out better for me. So, in this segment, while I'm working out my abs, my chest, and my underarms, this is a kind of a controversial conversation, but it's just something that I've noticed lately. A lot of my colleagues and friends, some of them that I know, they're tying the knot early. And when I say tying the knot early, a lot of friends of mine are getting married at age 24, 23, and even 22. And I wanted to talk about it here on the podcast because it's very interesting. I'm not clowning people for getting married. You know, I used to be like, oh, you shouldn't get married. You know, you shouldn't, no. I learned to not be so hateful because I have ruffled some feathers about this topic, about other topics too. And I don't want hate comments anymore, you know. This is just what I've observed. So, guys, what I'm about to talk about, please don't take it to heart. It's just something I observed. But I find it kind of fascinating that you're seeing a lot of people. Now, we're in this generation, there's a lot of people that chooses not to get married, choose to not have kids, choose to not do all of that. I think I've thought about the same kind of thing, about the same type of topic, because everybody asks me, would I ever want to get married and have kids? I'm here to say, in my answer at the age of 30, I'm 30 years young, no. I don't, because I'll say it, I'm a little greedy, right? I'm a little greedy, I'm a little selfish, and I kind of like my peace. And if it works out for you to have kids, by all means. If it works out for you that's getting married, by all means, do that. But I don't see myself doing that anytime soon because that's not my season, right? I'm not in the season for that. I'm not mentally, physically, financially ready for what comes to it. And I'm going to talk about young marriage. I think next week's episode I'll talk about kids and stuff. I'll talk about that because it's kind of two separate things. But a lot of my colleagues nowadays, they tell me how old they are. And I think the youngest person that I know is 23, and she is married. And it's so interesting because my parents, I think they were young and got married because they already had my big brother, Alex, shout out to you. So they, of course, they tied the knot and got married, and then, years later they had, 5 kids. But that was that time. And I feel that every time I talk to colleagues, girls in particular, and I have one gentleman, he's married, he's young too, but you can tell that he's kind of in love with his wife because that's all he talks about, right? And he gives me the greatest smile when he talks about his wife. But for my female colleagues that I know, when they're talking about my husband, I don't feel that they're happy. I don't feel that they've made the right decision. Maybe they were pressured into getting married, but I don't feel the necessary, oh man, that's a nice jacket and helmet there. As a biker, I love seeing like people with their jackets and their helmets because I'm part of the club now, so he had a really nice jacket and helmet. His is all black, that's really cool. I don't see the happiness, talk about ADHD, I just did. I just don't see the happiness, right? And it's interesting because it's like, are you happily married to your husband? Because I don't see that and you could just be that you're stressed about something and you're truly happy, I don't know. It's kind of like, yeah, my husband. And it's like, are you happy about that, or are you regretting it now? Or are you having remorse? That's what I think is what's happening in today's society. And I would say it sucks because everybody's not really happy within their relationship that I've seen. Some people are truly happy about their relationship, but some people are not. Because I think a lot of people were used to their own peace and quiet, and they're able to do things that they want to do. And it's simple and it's easy. And I'm seeing a lot of people, even in the boyfriend and girlfriend status, a lot of people are with people that they don't really fuck with, they don't really like, but they feel that, hey, this is all I can get, so I might as well settle. Right? And that's why I still don't have a girlfriend, right? I'm at the ripe age of 30. I don't have a girlfriend because I don't feel, it has to be somebody that I am talking about 24/7 and don't regret anything, right? I got another colleague who has 2 kids, and they would tell me that they kind of feeling a little bit of pressure. They love their kids, but they're like, damn, like, I wish I had my peace, dude. Like, I can tell he like, damn, I wish I could go back to when I was younger, didn't have kids, didn't have to pay for shit, Because once you married and have kids, your life ain't your life no more, right? So I don't know, it's interesting. I'm not hating. Back in the day, I used to hate on that. I'm not hating. I say congratulations to everybody who is married, settled down, have kids. If that's your prerogative, that's your thing. But the question is, are you truly happy about your choice, right? Are you really digging your girlfriend or boyfriend? I've seen it now on social media with my close friends or friends in my circle that I know that broke off with their boyfriend and girlfriends, and then they're with somebody else that you're like, huh, I didn't think you two go together, but hey, if it works, it works. But like, that's an interesting couple. Like, they don't look like it match up really well. Because I think people feel like this is it, So, and hey, like I say, if it works, it works. I think my humble opinion is interesting. Because when my friends would tell me, the girls that I mentioned, the colleagues that I mentioned, they're like 22, 23, married, got a ring on it, and I'm 30 and I don't have a ring on it. So I laugh every time because colleagues will say, so Kenny, are you married? Because I would say, hey, yeah, I'm 30. It's like, oh, you got a girlfriend? You married? I'm like, no. You got kids? No. And they're like, oh, well, I'm pregnant. And my husband but I'm at the age of 23. So I'm like, okay, it's interesting. I gotta say, it's interesting. Very, very interesting. But when it comes down to it, look, if that's your prerogative, by all means, ladies and gentlemen. And I always say on podcasts about the same type of topic, I know I'm gonna find mine eventually. I'm just not in the season, right? Because I am selfish. I'm a selfish human being. I'm a nice human being, right? I'm really nice, but like, I'm selfish, right? I'm selfish with my time. I'm selfish with my materialistic things that I got. I'm selfish with my peace and my tranquility and my serenity and my humbleness and my abundance. Like, I'm selfish with those things. Call me crazy, but that's just how it is. So, I don't know. It's interesting. It's very, very interesting in today's world. But again, to all the people that got married young, shout out to y'all. I'm not hating on you. Congratulations. You found your one. Hopefully, the young colleagues that I know, they don't fall into the statistically proven that it's statistically proven that people who get married young end up getting a divorce within 3 to 4 years later. That's statistics. That's not me just saying shit. That's in statistics, right? And the reason why that being is because they haven't really got to know the person they're marrying, right? We all get the honeymoon phase. We fall in love. Trust me, I fell in love with many, many women before. I had a high school sweetheart that I love. Turns out that she's married and she's moved away from Georgia, right? Obviously, that was 20 years ago, so I let her go. I had a love interest in college. That didn't go nowhere. She actually ended up getting pregnant, got married, moved on. And I had a gym crush that I could say that I really loved. I didn't really know her that much, but like I was trying to get to know her, and I'm like, I'm kind of falling in love, but like I want to get to know her first, but I think I'm really digging it, but that didn't go anywhere, right? So you really got to know your person first before you ended up getting married, right? Because you might be in love for that moment, but once you start living together and understanding each other's habits and understanding each other's goals and their vulnerability and their stability and their insecurities, you might think like, I don't think I love you like the way I thought I did, right? And they're ending up staying into a relationship that doesn't work. And then 3 years, 4 years down the line, they ended up getting divorced, right? So I hope people don't fall into that statistic. I really hope they don't. But does it happen? Yes, it does happen a lot. I've seen it. I'm not just saying shit just to say shit on the podcast. I see it a lot. So I just hope I hope that's not the case. I hope that works out for a lot of people who are, young and dumb and, got their place together and they're getting their shit together, and I hope it works out. I really do. But it does happen. So shout out to all the young people out there. Again, this was the incline. It helps your underarm. Look at that. Woo! Helps your underarm, and it helps your titties. I'm sorry, y'all. Your chest. I like saying it because it's a funny word, but it helps your chest a little bit. I tell you guys, 2014, let me tell you, you would think I was a girl, with breasts back then 20 years ago. It was more like 10 years ago, right? But now, swooping it up, got a bronze chest now, and it works. So stay tuned, guys. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, this will conclude this episode of the Kennedy Lucas Lift Mindset podcast. As I'm getting ready to chow down, stretch, as I end my workout session today, I want to say thank you guys so very much that's been tuning in for all of the episodes. I promise you guys I'm back from sickness, back from thyroiditis, and I want to give you guys more of this type of show because you'd be surprised. A lot of people enjoy this type of content that we K.L.P. Entertainment Film Works and Kennedy Lucas Films, we were able to produce for you guys. I do want to say thank you to iHeartMedia. Like I say, iHeartMedia has been our partners for all of our podcast shows that we've done in the past and present. And now there will be an official home for this show with our heart. So we are blessed and highly favored for that as well. Ladies and gentlemen, please check out my latest new documentary, Dear Isaiah. It's available on Apple TV and YouTube TV as we're on our way on our tour with the Bronze Lens Film Festival right here in Atlanta. And I want to say thank you to Crunch Fitness Incorporated and Crunch in Duluth for allowing me to film episodes in here almost each and every week. We're blessed and we're thankful. I want to say thank you to the staff members for Duluth and Snellville. I didn't forget about Snellville. As soon as Crunch Snellville is finished with their renovations, when they're getting close, we're going to be filming in that facility as well. But we film here in Duluth because they have everything kind of open, and it allows me to have space to film. So I am very thankful. I appreciate it. And comment below if you guys want to hear me talk about more topics on next week's episode. Put it in the chat box, the comment box. Email us, DM us, because we always want to get you guys' ideas and get you guys content that you want to have me talk about on the episode, while I can show you guys what my workout routine can do. So I want to say thank you guys. Peace out. Stay safe. Stay swanky. Peace.